All right, and we are live.
We're live?
Yeah.
Okay. Start
What
us out.
is going on, everybody? I am back with another podcast. This time I am back with Sam Bennet. And we're going to talk about kind of something that's been on my mind. Well, it's for a long time, but kind of the reason why I written a book in the first place, the kind of reason, why why I'm so passionate about what I do on YouTube, and it has to do with success. It has to do with how we define success and where we should be at this what point in our lives, and our our success when it regards to like YouTube, or being a musician or being a poet or whatever. Like how we define success, like because there's so many definite ways we define success. It's like like getting a good grade in school, or getting a good job, or living in this type of neighborhood, or you know, marrying this type of person. Like it's so many ways we define success. It's like not even it's hard to define it by like one word. But I just want to talk about this because I'm like, this is something that a lot of people, especially like a lot of people my age, need to hear because we get so pressured about, what we should do our lives, what we should, where should we be, once we get to college or when we get out of college and whatever. So, you know, yeah. So Sam, how you define success? What's like, how, what's a general idea of success?
Um, man, that's a hard question. Probably it's probably going to change over time once I achieve success or really begin to understand at a more advanced level what success is. But right now, to me, success is like it's variable depending on what your goal is. Like if my goal is to get 5 views on my YouTube video and I get 5 views, am I successful? Yes.
And your merit, yeah, and
Yeah, and I think a lot of times society and other people are determining what success is for everybody,
yeah,
and so it's like the if one person who has the most power in the world decides you're not successful unless you have $1 million in your checking account, like is that a real like it's really not fair, but
yeah,
it's hard to tell what success is. I mean,
yeah,
it's I guess it's achieving a goal,
yeah,
something like that. A little
yeah.
bit more advanced than that, but mostly just achieving a goal.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is, really. I
Hmm.
mean, of course, I mean there are our levels of success. There are like personal success, like oh, I'm success, like I'm there are personal ways of success. There are like general ways of kind of success, like like having a certain amount of money in your bank account, or living in some type of neighborhood. Those are like more general ideas of success. Um, but like, how would you define success as a like YouTuber? Like, what would you consider like a successful YouTuber?
Um, making making okay. Now, as a YouTuber, I would define success as making money on YouTube. Even though, because I mean, it's not like too far off. Like we have to have 1,000 subscribers and 400 hours of watch time, and I'm like 120 subscribers and 200 hours of watch time. So I'm not that far off. I mean,
Yeah,
at this rate,
yeah,
but you won't be making even if I hit that right now, I wouldn't be making much money anyway.
yeah,
Um, but I think I think that's probably the lowest bar because I don't think somebody with 10 subscribers can be successful. Um,
yeah.
so I think just making money overall is success in my opinion. Even though you're not at that level, you wouldn't be making much money.
Yeah, I, 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 I. I had to find success regarding being a YouTuber. I would say first you got to have like a strong fan base. Like if you're getting comments on your videos, if you're getting like feedback in your videos like constantly, then I consider you like successful. You know your fans like your videos, they commented, they share your videos.
Yeah.
Like if you have a strong fan base, that's I consider you a successful YouTuber, regardless of the subscriber number. Also, I define a successful YouTuber as someone who's able to leverage their platform to like other ventures like when I think about Roberto Blake, for example, even though he's not the biggest YouTuber in the world, like he's able to, he has to use his YouTube platform as leverage to like do speaking conferences, do webinars, like coaching, like do like he coaches people like how to use how to use photography and stuff like that, and like digital marketing. And he teaches like freelancing. Like he's like an all around digital marketer, and I can say him successful not just because he has like 300,000 subscribers, but because he needs to use the YouTube as a not as a as a stepping stone to what his actual goal is, and
Uh,
that's the um create a business to help to help like content creators online to
mhm.
you know be successful. So yeah, it is kind of weird because how YouTube is because like I mean I used to think like views, it was all about views. Like when YouTube was like in its early years, it was all about the views. Like nobody really talked about subscribers back then. But then once like 2013 came around, that's when it all came about subscribers. Like because you could like back in like 2013, 2014, you was able to get monetized for like 100 subscribers. You were able to monetize like quick. Like
Mhm.
you can monetize, yeah. So it is weird. It is weird how that changed. Now it's like really hard to get monetized. Especially if you're just starting out. So you
Yeah.
know, but for right now, my channel. Right now with my channel, we about the same number of subscribers,
Yeah, we're
and
pretty close.
yeah, and I'll say my channel it has gotten more successful over the last couple months, but but kind of right now it's kind of stagnated because I'm not growing as I thought it would. Like I was at 105 in last week, and I went back to 104. I kept going back and forth 105, 104. Like I was I was trying, man, how can I get a consistent growth rate because none of my videos are really getting any views like that, and like and I just figured out, man, man, people aren't watching my videos like I thought they were, and then one, but but the people who watch my videos tend to be people who either don't have YouTube accounts, or are not really interested in what I'm talking about. So it's kind of been a struggle for me growing my channel because I'm doing something that doesn't I'm doing something that is not very popular on YouTube, but if I would just stay patient, and just, trust in the process, then I think my channel can have a stronger fan base.
Um, Before we go on, I just want to let you know I just set up our. I Now I'm live on my Facebook page with both of us on there. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, I've been working on that. So
Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I
let's see. Let's
let me
see. Are we live on Facebook?
hold on. Let me go to your Facebook. Hold on.
Are you following my Facebook?
Is it your personal Facebook or is your page?
It's my page.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's if we are live
Hold on. Let me see.
yet. Tell me if we're live because I honestly have no idea. It Oh yeah, yeah we are. I'm about to click live. Okay, I'm live.
Hold on.
Yep, we're live. Okay,
Hold on. Sure.
I believe.
Let me see. Wait a minute. Where are you
Hmm. Comment in the chat if we are live on Facebook.
Hold on.
Let's wait for some people to come in.
That's good because I would love to get more like I want to see if we get any engagement out of this.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, this is your. Never mind. I thought this is your personal.
Okay. So let let me update my viewers on what we're doing real quick. So guys, on my Facebook page, I am live right now on YouTube with Mario Walker on his channel, not mine. And we are talking about our definition of success. This is another installment in the Young with a Purpose podcast. So yeah, go check out Mario Walker's channel. Go search it up on YouTube, and I will let me link it. Let me link it in the chat.
Yeah, you can just put youtube.com
Yeah,
slash Mario Walker.
yeah,
Make
that's
it
awesome.
easier.
What else?
Because
But
one of the cool things about having subscribers, you could make your own link. You don't have to copy and paste the URL.
yeah, that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed. Yeah, make sure that link's right. So
But yeah, but I can't wait to hear. How active is your Facebook?
not
Yeah.
very. Um, Mostly I have 20 followers on my Facebook. So that's way less than I have on my other platforms, excluding Twitch. But I would say I will get 3 views on any of my posts, but that is only because I really only post links on my Facebook most of the time. And Facebook will not promote links. They will shove links down the tube, and they will not they'll suppress links. That's the easiest way to say it. They won't show it to as many people. You kind of have to look at my Facebook page to get most of the links. You won't get many how do you say it, interaction on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, yeah, but yeah, that's great. So yeah, but I mean, so do you feel pressure since you're like in high school now? Do you feel pressure about like college now? Do you feel like pressure like, oh my God, what are you gonna do with you're on like what college you gonna go to or whatever, or like what should you do for the rest of your life type of thing?
well, I'm
I
not
got
in high school yet. I'm not in high school yet.
oh
I'm
really?
in 8th grade. But
Oh, okay.
so um, I feel like since I'm homeschooled, it's a little bit easier because it's not like as there's not much pressure in the homeschool system except for just get good grades, get your work done. But I feel pressure from myself every time I think, shoot, I'm 14. I'm going to be driving in a year. Well, at least with an adult in the car. I'm going to be driving in a year. I'm going to be at high school. I'm going to obviously have a bigger YouTube audience by then, which is kind of in more responsibility. Um, I just start to think about the future. Like right now, there's a lot of changes happening in my life. I don't know if you know this, but I'm moving right now. I'm actually moving to a house. I've been living in an apartment, so
Oh,
I'm moving into a house where I'm going to have a dedicated studio because we have an extra room. Um, well, not it's still my bedroom. I'm going to have a twin. I'm going to have a bunk bed in there, but the bottom part is taken out, so you won't see the bed in the room. But yeah, and it's just like changes are happening. I like even small things like just got a new cat, and I can just slowly see how my life is changing and developing, and it it's kind of it makes me worry sometimes, or makes me think ahead and be like, well, it's not too far until I'm gonna have to be on my own and um, make my own money, go to college, you know, get in relationships and that all that kind of stuff. So it's I wouldn't say pressure, but I do worry about that sometimes.
yeah. I felt the same way when I was your age because I mean, I felt the same way because man, I'm like, dang, I'm in high school. Like, what am I gonna do? I mean, I'm like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, man, what does the future looks for me? Because I was going the same things you were going through. Like you know, I was going the same things you was going through. And man, that yeah, 14 is definitely is a it's definitely is a how can I say this? a very, you know,
It's a benchmark age. That's kind of
yeah,
13, 14 is like
yeah,
really when those hormones start kicking in.
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just and you
Yeah,
start becoming more aware socially.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's a tough
definitely.
age.
It is, it is, it is. Because you know, by the time I got to 14, like the kids that I went to school, they felt like more grown up than I did. You know, like they were dating. Some were driving because a lot of the kids I went to school with, you know, were either held back or started school late, so they were already driving and stuff by that point. You know, I mean, it was pretty rough, and you know, they were driving this at that point. Some of them, you know, dating definitely like pretty much everybody I knew had, you know, dating at that point. You know,
Are you talking like real dating, like they go out on dates? Or are you talking about third grade dating, where it's like,
oh, go out
yeah,
on dates, go out
go
on,
out,
oh
yeah, the
nah,
real, the
oh not just oh, and some I don't
not
want.
not the label dating, the real dating.
Yes, yeah, they went there. Trust me, they went there. Some of them went further than that. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Some went further than that, like because
uh,
where I live at, Lord, oh my God, where I live at, shoot, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it definitely was a lot of pressure for me. And then my little brother, he was dating before I was. He was 10, not 11. You know, so you know, I definitely felt pressured by doing that. But then I realized that you know, it doesn't. You know, I'm not. You know, I don't have to keep up with everybody else. You know, I mean, this is also the time when I came a Christian. I came like I really came born again at 14. So, you know, it was a very tough year. I mean, just figuring out my identity in Christ versus my identity in the world. I was kind of going through that phase, but you know, as I got older, I just started caring less about you know what I should be doing, quote unquote, by the world, and just trusting God and stuff. I mean, it's been difficult these last 8 years, 7.5, 1 to 8 years. I mean, for me, like you
mhm.
know, because a lot of things I definitely don't meet. Like there are a lot of things right now that I don't. A lot of things I'm not accomplishing yet. I didn't accomplish yet. That everybody my age has accomplished. You know, it's like getting a job. I mean, I had a job, kind of, but you know, lost it because my mom because I didn't have car. Don't have a car yet. You know, and you know, I mean, I did graduate. I do got a degree though, so that's one. You
Yeah,
know, that's one thing I accomplished that few my age accomplished. You know, still haven't dated. Still haven't gotten a serious relationship with anybody yet. So yeah, I know. So yeah, so I know the feeling, man. Like and that's why I've written my book. I mean, I know it's time of shameless plug, but that's why I made my book because of I know a lot of people go through this. Like, I mean, what I'm like, oh crap, I'm this age and I'm not doing what I supposed to be doing, quote unquote.
yeah. Like I feel like honestly, I think people take dating too seriously. When number one, I think I don't think in a lot of cases I think nobody should be dating when they're 14 or 13 or sometimes even 15 because you're just not mature enough and it's not real. It's like I feel like based on what I've seen, it's more of a
It's more of a badge of honor, basically.
yeah, it's more of a trophy. That's it was pretty much what I was about to say. It's more of a trophy, and it's not as much about the other person.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad that you know the younger generation are not as you know forced into like boyfriend girlfriend as people my age would, because you know I remember like I said when I was in middle school, like it was like, do you have a girlfriend? Like I would always get asked that, like, do you have a girlfriend, you know, and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that. Like I would always get asked that, you know, like even when I was like 12, 13, I was like, dang. And then when we watch TV shows, they be pushing that, like, you know, dating out like in middle school, high school, they be pushing that. So it makes you feel more pressure to dating at, you know, those, you know, puberty stage and whatever. And you be like, dang, and you be like, and then but you like, but you know, it's not really like. I mean, but if you like really like this person, you're not gonna be together forever unless you guys go to the same college or, whatever.
Hmm.
So it's like, I mean, so it's like you're just doing it just because you want to fit it. You want to feel like you're quote
Apart.
unquote, yeah. I mean, but my cousin's kind of the exception to that. My cousin actually was dating at like 15. He's dating his wife now, and he's dating his girlfriend at 15. They now married, and they dated for like 9.5 years. They were dating 9.5 years before they got married. So there's exceptions to the rule. And they got
Um,
maybe.
I think like and the dating plus like the dating at 13, 14. It's all about looks. Is it's really just compromise for the looks because again, most people aren't mature. Like I'm still probably not mature enough to be in a relationship. Um, and all the relationships are based off of outward appearance. Appearance. Like when I was still going to middle school, um, publicly for my entire life, it was pretty much like she's hot. I'm gonna date her. We have polar opposites. She's into art and I'm into basketball. We can't get along for together too long. So, but yeah, I mean, we know each other's friends, so yeah, why not date? That's is pretty much the attitude about it. And
Yeah,
but then when you get into 16, 17, it's just kind of like awkward to me. It just doesn't seem. A lot of times, it's like really awkward, and I don't know. It's weird. I feel
yeah,
like the only times when you're like really old enough to have a relationship is like late 16, and then I feel like a lot of times it's probably best to just like maybe start dating again like when you're 20, because when you're in 16, it's still kind of a trophy thing, and you're like figuring out like how to do it, like how to be in a relationship with somebody else and that kind of stuff. But then when you're like you're 20, it's a lot more serious.
yeah. It's
It's like
like,
I might marry them.
yeah, like, and that's another thing on my about people I've been asked now that I'm like in my 20s. I remember like a few months ago, this one girl asked, man, this one girl asked me if I was a virgin. I was like, yeah. She's like, man, why don't you hit that, man? You're like 21, you should get that, man. Like you
Mhm.
should. I was like, nah, I'm gonna wait till nah, I'm a Christian, nah, I don't do that. Like I'm waiting on God, and she was shocked. I said she was shocked. She was like, man, you're so boring, man. Your life's so boring. That's another thing. Like people think, oh, because you're not messing, you're not, screwing around. You're like boring and lame, stuff like that. And that just really irks me that people think that because every time I say that, people they're like, man, I can't do that, man. Like, and it's like, man, like, and then these people are supposed to be Christians that ask me these questions too. Like they
Yeah,
like go to church and stuff. They ask me if I'm a virgin and stuff. Like, why isn't she hitting that? Whatever. And I was like, bro, like, I mean, it just like, just that's the like, this my area is like, being the Bible Belt and it's like everybody, go to church and whatever. But you hear the word I'm a Christian, but I still, well, I low key be, I low key be having sex outside marriage and stuff like that. And
yeah,
it's just like, man, like what gives?
yeah. I, yeah. It's. I think the Bible Belt Christianity is very hypocritical, and everybody's like, "Oh, you can't do that," while they're doing it. But I feel like it's like it. You don't need to be having people act like sex is a need. Like when they get to a certain age, it's like I know I've never done it before, but now it's suddenly something I can't live without, and it's like it's really irrational, and it's where those hormones are kicking in. But it's kind of irrational. It's like
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of weird too, because like, I mean, first, when I like, oh, you must be like, oh, you must be like I don't know what 17, 18. You still look like you're in high school. Then I tell them my age, and they're like, "What? You should be old. I mean, you should be getting some now. You old enough now. You could drink and stuff like that." I'm like, "No, I'm trying." Maybe, it's like, wow, man. But oh man. So since we on that, what um
Here, give me a
uh,
second. Give me a second. Let me
yeah,
mute myself real quick. I gotta.
okay, all right. But while he's gone, you guys can purchase my book, Young with a Purpose. The link is in the description below. It's a poetry book where I talk about faith, I talk about dreams, talk about goals, and like this podcast, we are a lot of the book talks about success and like how to describe success. Because the reason why I wrote the book in the first place because so many people like because I was struggling with this for a long time like where I should be in life, and stuff like that nature. So if you wanna if you can join my poetry, and if you want to support me, buy my book on Amazon, 9.99. You know.
Mhm.
But yeah, so wow, that's interesting to hear your perspective on dating because again, when you're a teenage boy, like you feel so pressured to date. Like if you're not dating at that, if you have a kiss somebody at 14, then people look at you like, what is your problem?
You know, it, it's honestly like at this point, I'm not even really interested in having like. It's like I'm not even interested in dating anybody. I don't see
Yeah,
the need.
yeah,
I got other things to worry about right now than dating. I'd rather make YouTube videos than date.
yeah,
As introvert, even though I'm
yeah.
not an introvert.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely an introvert. That's why we connect so well because we both introverts.
Well, I'm not an introvert, but
Oh, really? Nice.
no. Um,
Yeah, but yeah, you're pretty nice. You're pretty friendly though.
I think I've become way more introverted over the past 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Um, because I moved and just immediately started doing homeschool.
Yeah.
There was a point, a breaking point. I don't know if I've ever told you this. There's a breaking point, probably about 2 months ago, where I was like, "Oh shoot, I need to start getting social again." I was at Guitar Center. I rented a drum room to go play some drums and do some recording. Um, I was walking down the hallway to get to the drum room, and one of the drum teachers said hi to me, and
Uh,
I flipped out, and I was like, he said, how you doing? And I said, good. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was like disgusted with myself. I was like, I can't even say I'm good right. I have to say it backwards.
oh yeah.
I'm being so antisocial, and I have no human
And
interaction at all.
um,
So yeah, and
uh,
then I started doing podcasts and stuff, which is um how I met you, and then
mm,
a couple other people, and so
mm,
now I feel like I have friends. Now they're online, and
yeah,
I'm finally
yeah,
starting to have go into a church that is more people that I like. Because I mean,
yeah.
honestly,
More,
yeah, the church I've been going to is that I had been going to. Like I knew all the people there, and I there was conflicts and just a
yeah.
bunch of dirt and stuff. So
Drama. Oh yeah. I know that man. Like, I mean, it's kind of interesting that you say you're extroverted because, like, for me, I was always introverted growing up, but lately, since I got in college, I've been more extroverted. And then just being a spoken word artist, like, you have to kind of be more, open, and like, that's why I can talk about, some of the most deepest, stuff I've gone through in my life, and like, and I could do it so well because, like, I've been like kind of holding it in for so long, and I was like, now I just let it out, and then like my YouTube audience are more, it's more accepting, it's more open. Because like
mhm.
sometimes when I tell stuff to my family, they be like, oh, you too, oh, you too negative, or oh, you trying, oh, you
Yeah,
always telling your business or whatever, But like when I tell it to you guys are like more accepting. I can talk about things like being on, like my disability. I talk about like, my neighborhood, my just finding my place, just trying to find my place and like where does God want me. Like I talk about things like that and like it really like resonate with a lot of you guys. So like that's why I like doing these podcasts. I like doing my poetry on YouTube because I know that some of you guys will be like, dang, I need that, right now. So with that being said, do you feel like do you feel like you're? I mean, I guess. Do you feel like you're like kind of hard on yourself because you like say you're homeschooling and you're not really social? Do you feel like you're more? How can I say this? Um, you feel like you're like judging yourself because you talk to more people online than you do like face to face.
So like, no, I feel like now in the age of the internet, it's more accepted. Um, yes, I would rather have. In a perfect world, I would rather have friends that are not online. I feel like now it's just easier to make friends online. Um, because it's like kind of depersonalizing people. It's like I'm talking to you different right now than I would be
If you were just saying a little
realistically.
better.
Yeah, if you were like right here, I mean, I'm talking to you uh different, and it's like it's easier, I guess. Because in a sense it is like it does feel more unconsequential in the fact that like nothing in the real world is going to happen is what your brain thinks, but
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, my take
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. That's how I feel like because I guess like for you guys, I guess for now that the internet's become more mature. I mean, it's more accepted now than was like 10, 15 years ago, even 5 years ago. Because like I remember, like you. I mean, you still have those people who complain about adults who complain about kids being on social media and whatever. But now it's like more. Now parents are more like understanding about hey, well, social media is a new thing now. It's how they communicate. Emojis how today's like youth communicate to each other. It's more acceptable now than it was when I was like in high school. Because when I was in high school, they parents will demonize social media. They were like, man, Facebook. It's always these Facebook. Then Instagram. Then it was Twitter. Then it was, it's always first it was MySpace. Oh, these MySpace kids. Oh my God. So I was like, I seen it. I just like seen social media just progress like over the last like decade. And it's like now it's like now those same people who judge you for like who bash teenagers for being on social media are now on like Facebook, of course, Instagram. Some even on Snapchat. Like I know people in their 40s on Snapchat, like legit.
Yeah,
know.
I mean it's the same old meme of the mom sitting on the couch with her computer, yelling at her son. It's like, go outside. Stop being on social media. You look at her browser and she's on Facebook scrolling it for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like the irony of that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I like Gary V. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you watch Roberta Blake videos more often, he will mention Gary V a lot. Gary V, he's very pro social media. Like he was on YouTube when YouTube was not even a year old. He was on Facebook when it was just college kids. Like he was on, he lived through that social media revolution, and and he's like very pro technology, and he's in his 40s too. So like it's really cool just to see somebody a Gen Xer being more like pro like technology and pro social media because of people at that age always like bash you know younger people for like being on the internet all the time, not know how to talk to people and like he said this. He said, "Well, kids today are more social than what we were because if we didn't talk to our friends face to face, we didn't talk to them. Like we just like you know, right? We just we didn't talk to them. We just sit in our room all day. Like so, I just like so I'm just So I feel like with social media, it is a double-edged sword. I can see why parents are so negative about it because of suicide rates and the cyberbullying and stuff. But like you can make some meaningful like friendships on social media. Like some people I know in real life I met on social media. Like I even met on social media, or I got to know them more on social media. Like
Yeah.
you know, so I don't. So it depends on how you use it. But yeah.
Um. Yeah. Here I have two examples of beneficial things of social media in the social zone. Like me and Joey that you had we did a talk the other day, but me and Joey Demencies like we grew up together, our families were close. We went to the same church. My dad was the pastor, his dad was the worship pastor for a while. Uh and we at one year we went to school together. But our friendship has never been stronger than it was with me living here and just us talking virtually every day. We haven't actually talked in a couple days, but um, shoot, I should probably get a hold of him. Anyway,
I
but
wish he was on here right now because it would be interesting to hear his point of view.
let me I'll shoot him a text. I'll see if he
Yeah,
wants to.
because I told him, man, you could come back anytime you want to, man. Because like he was so I really like talking to Joey. Like he's so cool.
Um,
Yeah. Since we bring that up, I could bring one of my um.
here I'm gonna do something awesome.
Oh. Oh shoot, what he's gonna do? Oh, you calling him on the phone? Really?
Yeah,
I wonder how the audio's gonna work with that.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll see if he answers.
Oh, this is that Samsung or?
Yeah, Samsung S8.
Oh, all right, Joey. Let's see if we can pick it up.
He's not picking up. Well, I'll keep it over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Please leave your message for. Hey Joey, I've been trying to contact you to get you on live stream with me and Mario. So call me back when you get a chance, man. So
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hopefully he joins because it'll be cool.
he'll grab his phone and he'll call back.
It'd be cool to get to know him more, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Shoot. But then moving from Joey, the other like real life social media thing, which is kind of I just had to plug my headphones back in. But recently my last SB podcast episode on my main channel with SMEB reviews. We talked for a while, and I mean we got to know each other pretty well musically and stuff. And after we ended the live stream, and he wait, probably shouldn't be. Never mind. I can tell you off camera, but
Oh, okay.
never mind. I just realized. But anyway, that was stupid of me. Anyway, yeah. But I think meeting people online can be dangerous, but it can be pretty cool, man.
Okay, yeah, yeah. But yeah. If you don't tell me off camera, offline.
It's nothing bad. It's just I.
Yeah, I understand.
He's a private guy. I'll say that.
Yeah, I understand. I totally understand that. Like when I do, like, think about me when I give a shout out, I'm more conscious of that because some of my subscribers, like, I actually did a shout out to one of my subscribers. When this is when I had like 25 subscribers, and he was upset that I put his name out there, even though, usually I'll put nobody's name out there unless they're a subscriber of mine. If they put their name out there, I'll shout them out, but. if you're a person watching my videos but don't have a YouTube account, I'm not gonna put your name up there. But if you have a YouTube account, that means you're willing to be open. To me, that
Wait, where? So he subscribed to your channel, and
yeah,
you shouted him out.
yeah, and he's a real life friend too. So but he said I appreciate you shouting me out, but like don't put my name out there, stuff like that. So I deleted the video out of respect. But I'm more careful now that I'm bigger. That if I want to if I want to like do a poem for somebody or whatever, I'll make sure that it's unlisted so only they can view it and they won't worry about putting getting the name out put out there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a it's a pretty smart way of doing it. If you
Um.
don't,
Oh, excuse me. What were you gonna say?
yeah, I was saying that's a pretty smart way. If you're like, if you want to shout somebody out, if they're like a person, respect, but you don't want to, you want to respect their privacy. On listing, it's a good way.
Yeah, when I do shout outs, I I think sometimes people are pretty irrational about putting their name on the internet and like putting their state where they live, and that kind of stuff. It's like nobody's gonna find you if I say like I live in Oklahoma and my name's Sam Bennet. How is anybody gonna find me?
Unless you put your address up there, it's like slim to none.
Yeah, and even if I did put my address out there, nobody's gonna. What are they gonna do? I mean, I give an album they liked a bad review, and they're just completely psycho. They go search the internet, they find my address, they piece
Yeah,
it together, and then
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's too much of a process to even do
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Especially if you live like in another country or whatever, or like they live like like I don't know where I live, which is like I don't know, like 1,000 miles from Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
North
mean,
Carolina, right?
yeah.
Oh, oh, so I heard that you guys had a little bit of rain down there.
Oh yeah,
Just a
yeah.
tad, a little sprinkle.
I actually talked about this. Hurricane Florence. Yeah, it was pretty interesting because it was like when it first got we first heard about it, it was supposed to be a category 4, so it was supposed to be like really bad, and then it went down to a 3, then it went down to a 2, then it ended up being a category 1. So we was like, oh, good, we're safe, we're alive. But a lot of people, at least in the eastern part of the state, got like flooded. Fortunately for us, we didn't get flooded, but for me, my the front because I live in a mobile home, and like the front of the house got like torn off because of the wind. So it did affect us a little bit, but we didn't get flooded and
Wait,
like that.
wait, what happened?
So it's called the underpin, like the bottom front part of the house, like it got like torn off by the storm. So we had to like stone it to protect it. But yeah, we didn't get hurt and we didn't get flooded, nothing like that. I was like, thank God. But we did lose power for like a day, and we had Wi-Fi for like 4 days. So, I couldn't do videos from that whole weekend.
That's where you went. That's where you went. Because you usually post like 3 times a day.
So yeah, that's why I wasn't doing videos during that last weekend because of the storm. But I was like grateful that I had my family, that nobody got flooded. No, at least nobody that I'm close to got flooded. But the towns like next to me did. The towns like east of me got flooded, and I was like, wow. This happened. This happened actually. We go through a lot of hurricanes. We had one 2 years ago. I actually had to help the victims of that hurricane, Hurricane Matthew of 2016. So, yeah, the hurricanes get real out here in my state. They get real out here.
Um, yeah, I was actually worried. Because I was like, oh shoot. But did you see the whole internet scandal about the weatherman?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay, let me look it up and let me send you a link and watch this and have a reaction.
Oh
Um,
gosh, was he from the Weather Channel?
uh-huh.
I think I've heard that. Now I think I know what you're talking
Was
about.
it a guy that was standing in the grass and he was almost getting blown over?
Um, hmm.
Or allegedly almost getting blown over.
I think I know what you're talking about. Okay,
What was the name of your storm?
Florence.
Florence.
You know what's funny? It's actually named out a city. It's actually named the city in South Carolina. Our storm. So I was like, I kind of around this storm's I named after a place. That's and it's actually so like you. It kind of made it obvious that it's going to hit the Carolinas because there's a town in South Carolina named Florence. There's a town in South Carolina named Florence. So it was like wow.
Okay, let me try to get this.
Yeah. Yeah, we go through hurricanes, and you guys, since you're in Oklahoma, I know you guys go through tornadoes, like night, left and right.
Oh yeah, yeah, we have yeah. Um, the city right next to mine won't disclose that location, even though I was just saying how it's. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So I can't really find an original. Let me try to.
Is it deleted?
No.
Because sometimes YouTube be deleting a lot of videos. Like,
Let's see. Okay, I'll say the best that I could do. Let's try to start this at the same time. Let me grab the link for you. You're gonna have to really look at this video with a critical spirit. Um, if you want to understand, you're gonna have to watch the surroundings and the context of it. I just put it in the video call chat.
okay.
Okay, so tell me when you open it, pause it, and restart it, and then we'll start it at the same time so we can have like a psychosomatical reaction. Comment in the YouTube chat if you're watching. We've been going for like 45 minutes. Something like that. So.
Hold on, let me screen share this. See
Oh, yeah. Watch the background closely. Okay, pause it. Okay. Scoot it back, and then watch for some two, like, young men walking past. And then look what he's doing.
Hold on. Oh, this part?
Yeah. Just watch the people walk by. You'll see. Yeah, so pause it. Pause it. Do you see what I'm referencing now?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's a big thing?
They supposed to say the wind is so bad, and
Yeah, he's basically faking how bad the wind is. He's over there like this is so much. I can't stand up. And then the two people behind him are just casually walking down the street like it's nothing. So
yeah.
that was a big thing that happened.
Okay.
Let's see. What was the other thing? That was it. But it was a crazy storm. So it was. So you say it wasn't really that bad?
I mean, the wind wasn't so bad. I mean, it was a Category 1, so they said it was a tropical storm, but it did. I mean, it wasn't as bad as compared to the other hurricanes like Harvey or Irma or the ones that happened in the recent years. But it was pretty bad for people living in North Carolina because it was considered one of the worst hurricanes we had since the 80s, like Hugo. That one that happened in 80 something, 88. Because a lot of people in the eastern part of the state got flooded, stuff.
So it was
So
only rains that really hurt anything, right?
yeah, 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 but I don't think you had a hurricane as bad as Katrina, and like I think Katrina is probably the worst one I can remember, I guess, and it's I think because they still recovering from that hurricane, and that happened 13 years ago. Yeah, yeah, but I'm just glad that I'm just like really grateful that my house that I'm still here. Like, 'cause, man, like, there was a situation where a 9-month-old baby died, like getting hit by a tree because of the storm. It hit the house, and stuff like that in the room he was in. So it did cause a lot of deaths. I think 33 people died during the hurricane.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I'm just like so
Wait,
glad.
30?
Yeah, 33 I believe that actually died.
Okay, so it's not nearly as bad as Harvey.
Oh yeah, Harvey. Yeah,
Harvey was like, how many people was that?
yeah, it hit the like Sea of Houston pretty rough.
Yeah. Huh. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Let's talk more about uh the success thing. Like,
Yeah, I was going to get back to that. So how you define successful musician? I was going to get
uh, not starving to death.
there. Same with being a poet, even more so because of that's like the narrative we are trying to fight. But I mean, like, what's like? I know musicians. I know depending on what you instrument you play, some musicians get paid like I don't know 1,000 a show, whatever, depending on how your skill level and what instrument you play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you being a successful musician now, is not so much about having a successful career in recording music or albums, or like if you're a band or if you're a solo artist. Um, it's more about selling. Honestly, all the money in music is in touring, and all where the money should be obviously is record sales. But in the age of digital streaming, digital streaming, Spotify, if you get one play, you're gonna get like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny for like 10 plays. So the only way you're actually making money is you're getting millions of streams on your song. Um, and then obviously when you sell a digital copy or even like a vinyl copy or a CD, um, you still don't get the full amount of that cut. Like
Yeah,
vinyl 20, let's say your vinyl record is anywhere from 20 to 28 bucks. You're probably going to get 20 out of 28. And then CD, the same thing. And digital
yeah,
streaming, you're getting $8 out of 10.
yeah.
But it's like it's all in touring, and it's really too much work. And a lot of bands, like one of the bands that I really respect in the progressive metal community, Periphery, they're very inventive, and they've popularized a genre called djent in metal. And they have, let's see, let me go look at their Spotify. Let me see how many followers they have or listeners. Periphery. Okay, so they have 242,000 monthly listeners. That's a lot of people. Um, let's see. Yeah, so they have that, and their song, like, let's see. Shoot, I'm trying to find this stuff. Sorry. Um, okay. Now, maybe Spotify. It's a process. Sorry. Um. Okay, so their song Marigold, and like a lot of their songs have over 1 million um plays, and add in the record sales, and then they tour. And one of the guys that is in that band, he did an interview, and they were asking about how they're making their money, and they say that it actually they don't make any money from doing their band. They
Mm.
don't make. They pretty much they all have either day jobs or they sell amps and guitars and pedals and a bunch of different stuff, and they don't rely on the band at all. And
Wow.
sometimes it even costs them money,
Yeah.
costs them more money than they're actually making to
Mm.
do it. And it's like
Dang.
and that's a lot of people. I mean, on YouTube, if you have that many people, you're making a decent income.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I could see that, especially now, because because like I said, making a band is. Wait, why am I echoing?
Huh?
I'm echoing for some reason. Oh, never mind. But yeah, I mean, I could see why that's the case for a lot of bands because, for one, it's so much money to get to make a band, like instruments and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Then also, you have to split the money when you get paid, and then like metal music, like rock music, is kind of fell into decline these past decade, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'm hearing so many like YouTubers like the what's that guy named Anthony Fantano and other
Oh,
dudes.
that's my favorite guy, man.
Anthony Fantano, Dead in Hip Hop, talk about this topic like did hip hop kill rock music? Like I hear a lot of people, musicians talk about that,
Yeah.
and like so I can see why that's the case for a lot of bands, but you know, um, but like I think, but I like even with I think like the best way to become like successful in whether it's a musician or whether you're like a writer, it's
Uh-huh.
basically create your personal. Basically, have a strong personal brand.
Hmm.
Like, like like what
What
people.
what is that? I want to. Yeah, I think we should segue into talking about the whole Roberto Blake thing. What is this whole build your personal brand? Like, what is the purpose of doing that?
So personal brand is basically like building your identity, like up, like building a strong, identity of like who you are, basically on whatever.
Hmm.
Like if you're like for example, personal. I think a great example of that is like on the Paul brothers, Paul, two of the biggest YouTubers, and like how they know for doing like skits and whatever. They known for one of them was known for being on Disney Channel. One of them was known for you know um, doing music, rapping and stuff like that. It's basically having like a message, having a strong like core of for who you are. Like
Be
you
a
want
maverick.
who's where did I come from? Who you representing?
Logan Paul's whole thing is be a maverick.
Oh wow.
That's self-centered.
Uh,
Never
okay.
mind. He
Oh.
he's he okay. Basically, he has a bird called Maverick.
Oh.
Okay, and he made Maverick a symbol of. Hey, he's probably not even really sure what it is. Basically, his whole motto is disguised as be a maverick, but it's mostly be like me, be a um, public nuisance,
Yeah.
run around like an idiot,
Yeah.
and kind of shove it in other people's faces and make
Yeah.
money and flex. That's the whole
Yeah.
be a maverick thing.
So
That
yeah. Oh wow. So yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to really explain it in a way. But basically, being a personal brand is basically building of a strong identity of who you are as a content creator. Like, what do you offer? Um, what do you offer? Whatever. What are you known? What are you known for? Like, what's the thing that you're known for as a
uh-huh,
content creator? And like,
uh-huh.
so you want to build a strong personal brand so that you want to put on T-shirts. You want to put on. T-shirts. You want to put like that could be on T-shirts, that could be on movies, that could be on CDs or whatever. Like you want something, you want to be known, you want to be known for more than just one thing, but still all relates to that one core philosophy of who you are, what you bring to the table, like,
Uh-huh.
so that's basically what a personal brand is. Like for me, for example, my personal brand is Young with Purpose. It's a book. I made it into a book. It was my intro for my YouTube channel for a while. Like before I even made the book, it was my intro title, and and it's a hashtag. So like it's an idea, it's a philosophy basically
Hmm.
that but yeah, you definitely want to build a personal brand nowadays, especially if you're a musician, because yeah,
Um. So Roberto Blake is a person I have mixed feelings with because when I started out on YouTube, and I still do to an extent, I did a lot of YouTube watching on how to run the algorithm and doing all this stuff, and it was helpful, most of it. Um, so guys like Nick Nimmin, Roberto Blake, Tim Schmoyer from Video Creators, video influencers, Think Media, all those guys, and they did a lot of stuff on social media and mainly YouTube. And so I watched a lot of it, and it helped me a lot with the technical side of YouTube on like how to make thumbnails, how to trigger the algorithm in all its different ways, and doing all that. But once I learned that, I found that all of them start to say the same thing in every video. Like every
exactly,
week, yeah, every week. Even though I love Nick Nimmin to death, um, he'll upload and it'll be like how to leverage TubeBuddy to make YouTube views, or how to make money on YouTube, how to get views on YouTube, and it's really the same things. It's really use cards, use this, use that. It's all
yeah,
that. Um, but one person that I thought was a little bit better about it until I really got into his newer stuff, Roberto Blake, and he's more business oriented. He's not just YouTube, which honestly, I think he's kind of in denial with of who his audience is. It is mostly how to grow on YouTube viewers, but I I have on a couple of occasions I have been critical of him, and I think one time I commented on one of his videos because
yeah.
he responds.
I actually responded to that comment too.
You did?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw it, but I actually saw that and I actually responded to you. I said, "Oh, hey, Sam."
Really?
Yeah, I did. I'm
You guys
surprised
see?
you didn't reply me back.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
yeah, but I saw you was talking about I forgot what video was that. He was talking about I forgot the exact topic he was talking about. It had something to do with like being a YouTuber in 2018, something like that. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Uh, okay,
But yeah,
let's see.
I think let me see.
Okay, here's what I to update the audience. I said I have a harsh question, and I know it may seem
I think
like
it's
I'm
this
trying
one.
to.
I think it's this video. I think it's this video. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's the video. And here's what I said. I said I have a harsh question, and I know it may seem like I'm trying to hate on you, but I'm not. I saw this statement on Reddit, and you. Okay, I just saw this statement on Reddit.
Oh, here it
You
is.
and other YouTube tip YouTubers, you you talk about everything that will grow a channel. If you know all this stuff and have a bunch of experience, why do most of your vids get under 10K? Man, I really phrase this really bad.
10K
Uh,
vids.
yeah, I have a harsh question, and I know it may seem like I'm trying to hate on you, but I'm not. I saw this statement on Reddit, and you and other YouTube tip YouTubers videos, you talk about everything that will grow a channel. If you know all this stuff and have a bunch of experience, why do most of your vids get under 10K views, is what I meant to say. Despite that, you have 344,000 subs. Why is that? And it's basically pointing out that if they know so much, they have an astronomical amount of subscribers, but their videos don't even get like 10% of their viewer base. Don't even get that. Okay. Okay. And then he said, "You're ignoring the." He wrote. He must have taken 30 minutes out of his day to write this. You're ignoring the fact that I've proven if my goal. I'm not even gonna read that. You guys can
Oh yeah, it's a long one. Let me see. Oh yeah, it's pretty long-winded.
Anyway,
But
yeah.
basically, what he was saying, basically, just what he was saying on your his reply to you was that, my goal was I'm thinking beyond YouTube. Like my audience is older and whatever. That's what he's trying to say. I always swing towards older. It's mainly educational. To what he was trying to get at, what he was trying to point at. Like it's mostly about being. It's mostly about instead of just being a YouTuber, it's mostly about creating like a online, being an online entrepreneur and stuff, something like that. That's what he was trying to get at.
Yeah, he was basically saying that's not the majority of his content, and that's not his viewer base, and he he's an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur,
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
and he his goal is not to make main income of money off YouTube, which honestly it really does confuse me what he is trying to do, because he's constantly like being an entrepreneur, but I don't know what does he even do, like, and I've watched a
Yeah.
lot of his videos, and it's still he never makes it apparent like what does he do entrepreneurial. That
Um,
word wise, I'm having a hard time saying it tonight, but
okay, so
like
Roberto Blake he does a lot of different things. He does freelancing. He does teach about like cameras and stuff like that, like how to like photography, graphic design. Like he's basically an all around artist. Like he talks about a lot of his older videos from like 2 3 years ago, that how he was into drawing, he was into Photoshop. He was doing all this stuff as a teenager. Back in the '90s when all this stuff was like new and stuff like that, and like how the internet has helped him work at get a nice job in corporate America, and like how he ended up hating his job, and how his job ended up leading him to depression, and how he learned like freelancing and stuff like that, and now he's able to leverage that until becoming a YouTuber, because basically the reason why he started YouTube in the first place, because he wanted to teach he wanted to teach people how to like grow their business online, basically, and also how to build your personal brand. So he's kind of more of a he kind of leans more towards um business oriented in his videos. Art, you know he's kind of leaning towards can I say his marketing. His videos time marketing focused essentially.
yeah, I'm looking at his website right now, and it's just like honestly, it kind of annoys me. Just like it kind of annoys me like how he responds. He respond on several occasions. I was never been like, oh, look at you don't even get that. I was never like that. I was just like, I just asked a simple question, and I think another time I don't know what I said specifically. I just said something that I just said it wasn't even critical or anything. I just said something, and he really replied to me very defensive.
Oh, okay.
And like honestly, I liked his videos. Well, some of his content before, but then just based on the way he responded, it was kind of like,
You read your own way.
yeah, he must have he must have misunderstood what I was trying to say,
Yeah.
because like he was very defensive, and it bothered me.
Yeah.
Because like you're not really supposed to talk to your fans like that. Like, let me go read. Some of my
Uh,
comments on my videos are pretty critical of me. Like Mostly positive comments, but like, um, shoot.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I'm never. That's the only comment. The only time I ever seen you comment on this video. So the one I just screen shared. So I don't actually know what one you're talking about.
Let's see. I think, I had this very old video which got me a lot of hate. So let me scoot back in my catalog a bit. Okay, so it was a review of War of the Worlds Part 1 by Michael Romeo. It was like a month ago. It has over 100 views right now. It's got 3 dislikes, which is not much, but, you know.
Yeah, with a small audience. Yeah.
And I got, okay, so it quotes me saying Symphony X songs sound the same, and he uses some language, and he's like, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, you're you need to start listening to Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, I remember that comment. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that on one of your videos.
Yeah.
I was laughing when you read that.
Yeah, and I just like when I replied, I was never like, I was never like, you don't understand. You will never understand. Um, and I was never like very defensive, but it's just like you don't reply to like one of your fans or one of just somebody watching your video like that defensive.
Yeah.
Like if it really bothers you that much, just
I mean, it is kind of hard sometimes. Like I kind of get why he was defensive, why he kind of, because sometimes when you're trying to explain something to somebody and they just don't get it, you kind of feel like, and each more you try to explain to somebody, they still don't get it. You just feel like, how can I explain it to like in terms you understand? Like I get that a
yeah,
lot, because I get critiqued a lot. Like, I mentioned, my first podcast, about, how my book, how some of my family members thought it was too negative, and I try to explain that this is supposed to be, personal. It's supposed to show people that, I have, it's supposed to be beyond just, because my first book, it was mainly just people I know and person, but this is supposed to be people who just met me on social media, people who live in different states or whatever. And so I'm showing them my journey, and I'm also showing them that, why I'm so passionate about what I talk about, because I know it feels like to be, young and you feel stuck. You feel like you're not going anywhere. You have all these big dreams, but it seems so unattainable. Like that's the narrative that's the narrative I was trying to bring to the book, and like, and the people and some of the people who I was closest to felt like it was too, negative, and I was, being, I was attacking people and whatever. So I kind of get where he's coming from, and that.
dude.
Oh, what the heck happened to you?
Did you see? I accidentally shut off my computer, so I'm just running with my phone. I didn't.
Oh crap! You scared me too. I was explaining, about, Roberto Blake, and how reason why I felt like, reason why I kind of felt like he responded to you the way he did, but but
What the
yeah.
heck is my camera glitching out by any chance?
Oh no, your camera's fine.
Okay, well on my screen it's what happened?
You cut off yourself. You went your desktop version. Your desktop, yeah.
Anyway, my so I'm having some technical difficulties.
Oh
Uh,
gosh. Yeah. Oh man.
my I just need a. I think I unplugged my cord or I did something else. Just keep talking about what you're doing while I listen.
Okay. So basically, Roberto Blake, I mean, the type of content. I mean, I get why he comes off that way. Because sometimes when you're a creative, a lot of times people are not going to understand. your why you said this word or why you said something this way or whatever. It's all about context. But it's all about context. Sometimes when you say something, that's like controversial, you have to like really think about the context of what that person is saying, and not just the words. You know.
Oh, that's definitely in my reviews. Oh, I'm scared. I am legit. I'm just scared because, like, in my reviews, I pissed a lot of people off with having my opinion. And here, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm on the phone.
Oh gosh, this is
Just
oh
give me a
wow.
second.
Okay, this is awkward. Okay. Oh Lord, this is how long you been live? It's been 10:10. You've been live since about yeah. Oh okay. But yeah, I mean, so what was you saying?
Okay, so since my content is all around me having opinion on an album, it's completely opinion based. If I contradict myself, I will get flames in the comments. And so if I like say I don't like one thing, and then later on I like another thing that's very similar, people will get mad at me. And so I can like understand like replying negatively, but I don't know, just the way he handled it. He was just like smothering me with words and like stats and how
Yeah,
successful he was and stuff. Which kind of put me off a little bit.
yeah, yeah. I understand. I mean, bro. I mean, he admits he's kind of like he said it himself. He admits he's kind of a snark. He kind of as a snark. His
What does that?
personality
What does that mean?
means that it's kind of like sarcastic. You're like very I mean, you're kind of sarcastic. You come off as
Pretentious.
yeah, come off as know-it-all in a way. I mean, he kind of he admits he's like that sometimes, but I mean, but he's really cool. I actually comment a lot of his videos, and he gives me a lot of he gives me a lot of good feedback. So I don't really have a problem with him, but some things that he say I don't agree with necessarily. Like like he said, like when he did one video, it's an old video he did about humility and how humility is kind of a bad thing, and like because hold on. Okay,
Oh
I'm back.
shoot! My Facebook stream.
Oh,
I just realized my Facebook.
oh, wow, you still on Facebook on live?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were streaming this on Facebook. Are you able to hear our voices on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good because sometimes when I live stream on two different platforms, the audio might mess up on one, so that's good.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I don't know. So sorry about those technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's okay. We all go through that.
Um, I'm gonna have to go in about 5 minutes. But do you have anything else you want to ask me or say
Okay.
anything?
Okay. Yeah. I knew it was gonna get to this eventually. But another thing I want to say is, um, man, we kind of covered. Um, oh man, this is a hard one. Okay, we only got 5 minutes, so I'd say, do you feel, what do you, well, I mean, I mean, do you feel? I mean, it kind of goes back to what your podcast you did with sweats with
Svet series.
Sweat series. He talked about he was kind of talking to he was kind of explaining kind of talk to you how man you got time man you don't you 14 man you got time to like
Yeah.
do
Wait, do
do
you listen to my? Do you listen to all my podcasts? Like,
some of it like the one you did with him like I was actually commenting on that video. I
wait, you were actually doing what?
was commenting in the live chat while you guys were talking you know
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard. I get way more comments than I've ever gotten now, and it's hard for me to keep up with all the YouTube notifications I get. But
so
yeah,
yeah
yeah, I remember you commenting now.
So yeah, what he was saying to you, he says that man, you got time, man. I wish I was doing this when I was your age, And I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, do you feel like, do you feel like, you got, do you feel like you gonna be, do you feel like if you compare yourself to other like YouTubers or like, do you feel you compare yourself to other people in general a lot,
Oh, yes, especially in the YouTube critic system. So I will constantly watch other music YouTubers, and specifically the reviewers, just to make sure I'm not inferior to them, and I'm making content that's just as good. Like I'm constantly, I love Anthony Fantano, and I watch every single review that he does. Like the second it pops up, I drop everything and I watch it. But I'm always I'm always like I want to get big like him, and like I have to know as much as him, and it gives me kind of like anxiety, and I start listening to I will like he did like a 3 hour stream yesterday. I listened to it all, and every single recommendation he got, I went and pulled it up, and I listened to it
Huh?
just to give me like a foundation on what's going on. and
Oh,
and, and I'll listen to like his thing bands that he likes and recommends to people, and I'll listen to them all so I can get a stronger base of music, and then I can be well versed in the music. So,
yeah, yeah. Because that's the that's like the hard issue right there. The reason why reason why a lot of people, especially nowadays, feel like they have to be at this certain point, at this certain age, at this certain time in their life, are because of we compare ourselves to other people, and I've been guilty of that a lot of times. With just me, thinking, dang man, everybody I went to high school with are now like graduated. They in college, they got jobs now. They got 40 degrees and stuff. I only got a 2 year degree. I've been through that, or not even just with the age thing, even with myself, being a spoken word artist, like I'm like, dang,
mhm,
like I live in a small town. We don't got no open mics. Like, how do I put myself out there really? And I don't have a car to like get to these places because these places are like 30 minutes away, 30 minutes an hour away from where I live. So I just felt kind of frustrated. I just felt kind of frustrated, and it was kind of frustrating. But then I realized that you know, even though it may seem slow and I'm not getting to where I want to go, like I really I just learned how to be content with where I am, but still keep my dream alive. Because I think another thing I struggle. Another thing people struggle with is this between contentment and complacency. Like, being content is all about being like happy, being satisfied, but still have a sense of hope. That there's
mhm,
but like when you're complacent, you just feel like, well, I did everything. I've done the best I could do. So there's no hope for me. And like so a lot
mhm,
of times we get that confused because both because when we look at people who are complacent, we get it's like really successful or like they already done what we're trying to go. They already been there, done that. I'm done. But
mhm,
and that's something that I kind of struggle with. But like then I realized that when you're like in Christ and when you're really like following God, you're gonna have goals, you're gonna have ambitions, but they're gonna be coming from like a pure place. That's gonna be like I'm trying to be the next blah blah blah. It's gonna be like I want to be the best version of where God's trying to call me to be.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And I have to go now, but I've had a great time talking with you, and thanks for having me on your channel.
Man, I was hoping you get your buddy. What's his name? Josh.
Joey, yeah, I think he had marching band tonight. I will next time. Just hit me up, and I will get him. I'll get him on your show. Yeah. So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna see. I invite one of my people on here. You know, but man, it was so great talking to you. Glad that we did. How long you been streaming? Let me just
a while for sure. You check the YouTube.
hold on. I think it's over an hour, so that's good.
Over. Yeah,
Yep.
we're at a good pace. Well, I had a great time hanging out with you, man. So
All right.
I will see you. Bye.
All right. Bye. So, all right. So he's gonna be leaving. Um, but
Peace.
but I'm definitely gonna invite somebody else to join. Let me see if I get my boy Evan to join us. I'm see if I get my boy Evan to join us. Cause man, Evan would be somebody who I could definitely talk to him about this. Cause Evan's one of those people who's helped me get through that dark place you know of trying to trying to get to where I'm that dark place of I'm gonna say this of finding yourself of feeling lost, whatever, you know, and just feeling frustrated because you're not where you think you should be, because again last year um in 2017, like I was kind of going through like a really rough time in my life in the first half of the year because I was I had all these dreams. I was like, man, I'm about to graduate college. I thought I was gonna graduate college last year. I thought I was gonna be, really gonna be doing spoken word like more like frequently, like going to open mics or whatever, doing slams and stuff like that nature. Like I thought 2017 was gonna be my like breaking point year, and in a lot of ways it was. A lot of ways it was, but it didn't feel like it wasn't what I expected to be. Like I thought 2017 I'd be driving by that point. I thought I'd be, um, I thought I was gonna be traveling more often. I thought I was gonna be going to like South Carolina, Raleigh, Charlotte, Greensboro, all those different places in my state and around my area. Doing open mics, doing slams, getting my name out there. Like I thought 2017 would be it for me, because I already did my few years in college. I already gone through the phase of, put myself on hold for other people, like because when I moved back, because my first year in college I was in New York, and I thought that New York was gonna be it for me, but God had a different plan for me, so I ended up moving back down here, to finish up my last few years in college, and now but the problem was I live in a small town, and it wasn't no mics, there was doing any open mics down here like consistently, so I couldn't really grow like I wanted to grow, so so that's why I started doing YouTube videos, because YouTube was the best option for me, because it was the only way I get a fan base. So with YouTube, it has been really slow, but I'm glad that I'm able to do these live streams. I'm glad that I'm able to get, responses. I'm glad that, I was able to talk to Sam Bennet. I mean, it was really nice hearing him talk, about his struggles, with, dating and whatnot. And and I'm just like really happy that, that I'm not that, I am inspiring people, to do what they love doing, because I remember being in that place. I remember feeling lonely, feeling lost. And I still go through that. I'm not all the way. I'm not all the way. Out the cave yet, so to speak. I'm not all the way out the tunnel yet. There's still part of me that feels like I should be having a job by now. There's part of me that still feels like, you know, there's part of me that still feels like, I should be further with my, YouTube channel. Had I been more consistent, I would have been more consistent with my channel as far as the type of content I upload on this channel, because originally this channel was mainly going to focus on poetry, but then I kind of branched out to other things, and now it's like a whole playlist of different topics I talked about, you know. But nevertheless, I'm glad I was able to do this stuff as a small YouTuber, so I know what works and what doesn't, and now what's working me for now is doing live streams, because live streams are getting, viewers and getting comments. People are more interacting with me. So, in a way, I'm kind of glad that I figured out my niche. What works best for me. Regarding what works best regarding feedback and and engagement. So, but yeah, comparison to other people, it is dangerous. It is. It brings up. It's dangerous. It's reasons why some people get depressed. It's some reasons why some people, commit suicide. It's like because they feel like they're not where they're supposed to be according to society. People are afraid to fail. We don't respect failure enough. We think failure. We always think failure is the end of the world. And some cultures, like I know in Asian cultures, if you know, failure is like very bad, and it's, and like that's why I like Gary Vaynerchuk, because Gary V, he's like very pro failure. If he's very pro, enjoying the process, loving the process, eating crap type of deal, because he understands the narrative of the underdog. He understands that, what it's like to fail, because he was always a failure. He was told that he would never amount to anything. He was never the best student. He was always entrepreneurial from a young age. He was selling, flowers, lemonade, stuff of that nature. And so, he understands. So he embraced failure at a young age, because he was never pressured to be a good student, to go to have a good, career. When you grow up in the, when you grow up in, and he talks about this a lot too, fake environments. When you grow up, when you grow up with parents who try to make you to something that you don't want to be, you feel like if you do something you love doing, you disappoint them. If you're not going to an Ivy League school, if you're not going to a big name college, you're not choosing this career, then you're a disappointment. And that's not the case. Success is not. Success doesn't. It's not just being a doctor. It's not just being a lawyer. It doesn't mean being all those things, because you can make a lot of money, but still be depressed, still be suicidal, still feel empty. There's so many musicians I know that have gone through, depression. I've gone through suicide. Some of my favorite artists, some of my favorite Christian artists at that, gone through that. Like McCrae 2 years ago said he was depressed, and like even though 2016 was arguably one of the most successful years in his career. He have made, mixtape that year. He written a book. He talked about, he was on TED Talk, like, the first CHH artist to ever be on TED Talk, but yet he wasn't happy. He was, losing a lot of people he was close to. A lot of his fans, didn't like his direction, with it being pro black and whatever. And it just shows that, money doesn't buy happiness. Money doesn't equal a successful life. Fame doesn't equal a successful life. What makes a successful life is personal, is more internal, is more like doing what you love doing and not caring what people think. That's when you're successful. That's when you're successful from an internal standpoint. You know, so there are a lot of ways to define success. But with all that being said, let me invite my boy E Money to join, because I would love to hear his review. Let me see who's in the comment section. Yeah, GBTV, what's up? All right, yeah. I'm glad they get this stream at least past an hour because you know it's hard streaming when you're by yourself. It's hard, doing these like podcasts when you're by yourself. So I'm glad that they passed the 1 hour mark. So I feel really good about myself in that sense because when you're doing podcasts, I mean, like when I think of a podcast, I usually think it has to be at least an hour long to be like a really solid podcast to really be a podcast because like I know some people do like 20-minute podcasts, 15-minute podcasts, 10-minute podcasts, but when I think of podcasts, I think of like long form, dialogue, audio, everything like you in a radio show and you just like being interviewed. Like that's what I think of when I think of podcasts. It's something you can listen to your car or or you in your room, your bedroom, you just like want to like chill. That's what I think of when I think of podcasts. So that's why I want to make this, make these podcasts at least an hour long. You know, I mean, 2 hours. I mean, 2 hours if it's a lot of people, but definitely like hour, at least an hour. But if it's but I try to keep it to at least an hour to about 2 hours. No longer than like no longer than 3 hours. I don't want to be like my N2000 hangouts where it was like 5, 6 hours long. And we just talk about like a bunch of different topics. I don't want it to be like that, but I feel like this podcast was successful in the sense that we both like we both were passionate about what we were talking about. You know, we both you know we both kept each other, on topic, whatever. I know we went kind of off topic with the whole hurricane talk, the whole hurricane, discussion, social media discussion. But it just goes back to the idea of like comparing yourself to other people and just feeling like you're not where you should be in life because of you don't because you're not doing what society tells you should do and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this video. For those who watch this, if you don't watch this on the replay, you know, it's definitely worth your time. I know that most of you guys don't have a time to watch. I know that some of you guys don't have time to watch an hour long, YouTube video, and I understand that, you know, but I'm glad that you guys are interested. I'm glad that you guys are commenting on my videos. I'm glad that you guys are liking my videos. Like I really appreciate the love and support I get on this channel. It shows that I am doing the right thing. It shows that I'm able to bring people together. Because what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to do with this channel right now, I'm trying to make this channel center around with purpose. You know, it centers around the message, the meaning behind that phrase, because like as somebody who has talking to our young people, younger people, you know, I feel like they need somebody like me. They need somebody like me who they can talk to, because Sam, he talks about being homeschooled and being kind of socially, I kind of being like kind of feeling socially awkward because he's not around people his age a lot of times, and he kind of feels he said he's never dated anybody yet, and by him saying stuff like that just makes me really makes me appreciate that I was able to go through my struggles that at his age, because I wasn't dating at 14. I wasn't at 14. I didn't have a lot of I didn't really have any friends, really any a lot of friends, really any friends, true friends at that age. So I understand where he's coming from, and that's why I'm so passionate about my videos. That's why I constantly put out content for you guys, because I want you guys to understand, you know, to understand that you're not alone. I get where you're coming from, I know what it feels like to feel awkward. I know what it feels like to feel like you're missing out. I know what you feel. I know the feeling. So if anyone else want to join this podcast, um, definitely let me know. Plan on keeping this. I plan on keeping this for another. Let's see, when I start. I guess for another like hour or so. So if you guys are interested in joining the conversation, please comment, but make sure you stay on topic because I know a lot of people who join my hangouts, don't stay on topic, and we just end up talking about things that go that's like irrelevant to the whole to the topic at hand. So please make sure that you're interested in what I am talking about, so that this doesn't turn into a random, live stream, because I want to keep it concise. I want to keep it consistent. I mean, we may go on topic here and there, but not let it be to the point where we talk like 30 minutes about something that's totally off topic. So that's why. So that's why I'm a, you know, that's why I'm like very, careful of who I share this link to because I know some people are very, have short attention spans and they don't have and they're not, mature enough to handle topics like this. So I gotta like really, put that disclaimer out there. I mean, if I could get my buddy Brayson Vaughn join, I'll let him join. I mean, I know he's probably not going to understand, what the topic at hand per se, but I can kind of, but he can't, but he's very, even though he's younger, he's only 8 years old. I could talk to him about stuff like this because he's very mature for his age. He's very, like I just talked to him on Hangouts. Like, and when I say Hangouts, like the non-live version of Hangouts. He just like amazes me because like he's talking like I was talking about. He's talking about how about age and whatever. He's saying that man, it's good that you look younger because you want because it's good in the long run, something like that. He was saying telling me, and I was like, wow. Somebody say that, he said, I wish I was younger. And, he's only 8 years old and he's telling me this now. And it's like, wow, like he already thinks like a grown up, already in some aspects. So like I feel like he would be somebody worth my time with his live stream. Hopefully my man E Evan sees this. So, but I would definitely would love to talk to Evan. But again, if nobody joins by I say by let's say 11. So I'm gonna start streaming. Eight. Okay, it's only 2 hours since I started streaming. Crap, Christ. So if nobody joins, let's say by 11 o'clock, then I'll end this. But I'll keep it going because at least now I have something to build upon versus just doing it by scratch. Because my previous podcast, I was just talking by myself and it just felt kind of awkward, doing it by myself. Even though I was passionate, even though I had like structure, it still felt kind of awkward doing this by yourself because when you do a podcast, it's usually with two people. It's usually about you usually want to interact with other people, whether it's reading comments or doing like a call with somebody. So that's why I like having people on here. Okay. Right now, I'm just looking through my social media accounts. I was seeing who's online and whatnot. Because I definitely want to invite somebody else. Because Sam Bennett. Because I already kind of knew who's gonna end before I end. But I do want to see if anybody else gonna join. Oh wow, it's been already been 2 hours. Dang, Jesus. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna wait till 11. Because Evan might join. Let's see if everything is still going on. Yeah. One thing I do wish was Hangouts. If Hangouts had a mobile live stream feature, because doing it on your desktop, it does get kind of cumbersome. And then most of my friends use mobile. That it does get kind of annoying that I have to switch from that I have to like share the link on. It does get kind of annoying that most of the apps I use are mobile apps like Instagram and stuff like that, and Snapchat. I mean, Instagram you can still DM people on mobile, but like with Snapchat, it doesn't have a mobile feature, a desktop feature at all. So you gotta like copy and paste it to somewhere that could be on that can be used on your mobile device and whatnot. So it just kind of it's just kind of weird, but hopefully they change that. I know Hangouts is not necessarily popular like it used to be because there's so many different ways to live stream now. And then people use Discord, but it's more convenient at the same time because you can talk to people directly on YouTube. You don't have to use another site, to do a live stream on. So that's one of the benefits Hangouts have over other apps. You know. So with that being said, you know, I'm just glad that I get hear this from a young perspective and just kind of share with you guys my struggles, of what success means because you know we we all gone through that. Ooh, we all gone through that phase of we all been through that phase of trying to understand of feeling lost and feeling like feeling lost and whatnot. So I understand. So I'm really glad that I'm gonna share this with somebody else. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. 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 Well, looks like nobody's gonna join me, so I guess I can end this right here. Um, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching this. I had a great time. This is the longest podcast I've done yet so far, so I really appreciate Sam for staying here a little longer. So um, make sure to share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Um, you guys can purchase my book, Young with a Purpose, on Amazon in the description below. And next podcast, I'll probably do. I'm probably just gonna start doing it, on Fridays, just on Fridays from here on out, or you know, I don't really know how. I mean, weekly is good, but I know sometimes it's not guaranteed that that person may be available to do it on that particular day, and that's why I'm trying to get different people to join, so I don't have to worry about relying on somebody else's, availability to do a podcast. So that's why I already do it different to different people. So, and I know different people have different schedules. So, if you want to join any podcast in the future, you know, hit me up. I'll give you a topic. If you're interested in the topic, cool. If you're not, then then don't join. Because I don't want to just be random, you know, talking. So, without the way, this is Mario signing off.